Welcome to Bennett Mercado Hospitality's Masterclass series. And we have not had a Masterclass series in quite some time, so we are thankful for each and every one of you for joining us today. We actually have a big group, and we are so happy to see that. We haven't seen numbers like this since before the pandemic, and I think it has to do with Let's Talk Greek. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cheryl Bennett, the co-president of Bennett Mercado Hospitality. And today it's all about Greece, an overview, selling the destination. So let's talk Greek with Danae Pigounaki. And I hope I said that correct.
You said that correct. You said that correct.
Perfect. But before we dive in, Maggie Abdullah is going to give us some little housekeeping notes.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Maggie Abdullah. I'm the Director of Sales with Bennett Mercado Hospitality, and I usually am on most of these webinars. So thank you for joining us again today. We have slated about 45 minutes for this webinar today. So just keep it in mind your time as much as ours. So we're going to probably do about 30 minutes of the presentation and then hold question and answers afterwards. If you do have questions or have something you need clarified, feel free to put it in the chat. One of us will either ask tonight during the presentation or wait to the very end so she can answer it to the entire group. Don't worry if we don't get to your question, we'll make sure to answer it offline because we're going to send Danae all of the questions that have been posed during the webinar. I think that's everything. I, of course, will respond with follow-up and give you a link to the recording of this in case you want to reference it, as well as all the contact information for Danae. So with all that said, we want to welcome our special guest calling in from Athens. Danae, welcome.
Hi, everybody. It's such a pleasure to be here. And I've been waiting for this webinar for a long time. And so here we are. We'll talk a bit about Greece and travel beyond wellness.
And just so all of you know that Travel Beyond Wellness joined our collection back in March. So it's only been 2 months, and Danae's phones have been ringing off the hook, so to speak, even though most of us are either using WhatsApp or email. So Danae, please share with us what's been going on, and maybe we can share the presentation and get started.
Well, what's been going on ever since I joined Bennett and Mercado, things have been getting very busy. They were, and now they're getting really, really busy. And so I'm so grateful because I've had the chance to meet a lot of wonderful advisors and connect with them and start booking. And that's the whole point, meeting new advisors. Hello? I can't hear you.
We're now going to start with the presentation. Maggie has shared her screen and we're going to get started. For any advisor who cannot see it, please let us know in the chat.
Okay. All right. So Travel Beyond Wellness is a boutique DMC. I'm having trouble hearing you, Maggie, Cheryl?
Yes.
Okay. So we're like a destination management company specializing in Greece. We're boutique, and we really focus on authentic travel experiences and exclusive concierge services throughout the country. When we say boutique, we mean we take a certain amount of bookings per month because we really focus on staying on top of the services while clients travel. This is very important. That's why, can you go forward? That's exactly the thing. So with us, it's personal. Just a moment here, because I'm having trouble. With us, it's personal. What does this mean? The advisors obviously have a lot of requests. And what we're trying to do is to deliver fast, which means we have a quick turnaround. And this is because although it's a busy time for us, if travel advisors don't get immediate responses, they lose their business, and we don't want to do that. So we work with certain agencies that are focusing on luxury travel, and we try to deliver as fast as possible. Usually it's between 24 hours to 48, but we always keep our advisors notified about this. Obviously, we like to educate our advisors because Greece, although it's a small country, it's not easy. It has a lot of logistics. And it's good for the advisors to know things like this. We do bespoke proposals. One thing I don't like is cookie cutters. So everything is based on the client's needs, their preferences, their budget. You know, what's an ideal trip for me is not an ideal trip for your clients. So everything is bespoke. Our services, our steps is basically once we finalize an itinerary, the booking is guaranteed with a 20% deposit. Agents and their clients have access to our recommendations. Everyone has their personal concierge assistant while while traveling. Sorry, things are popping up. Everybody has their personal assistant while traveling. Why this is important to us, and this is why we want to keep it boutique, and we emphasize on the clients that travel. So once you book about a month prior, every client has their own assistant. We are accessible via WhatsApp 24/7, and everyone monitors their services to make sure that everything runs smoothly and that everyone, everything is on, going by the clock. We send the e-documents via email a month prior to the trip, and we also send a hard copy of the documents upon arrival at their hotel. Obviously, we have special amenities. We have specific contracts with the hotels we work with, special amenities, gifts, and special notes from the agents. We never forget that our clients is the travel advisor, not your clients. So everything we do is always has your name, and the special gift is from yourself and Travel Beyond Wellness.
So Danae,
yes?
Can we hold on one second? We actually have a question on what app do you use for your documents? And I would actually like to answer that for this advisor. So right now the documents come over in PDF and in Word, and you can cut and paste them and put them into any app you want to use, whether you use Access or any other app. And you can also import through cutting and pasting hotel accommodations if Danae or Travel Beyond Wellness is not booking the hotels for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can continue.
Okay, so let's talk Greek. Everything started here. So the company opened up two years ago, right before COVID hit. Obviously, I've been around since 1998 in the travel industry. So the fact that COVID hit was not so great for my business, let me put it this way, and for everyone else. But this was a starting season for me. So since no one was traveling, we came up with the idea of, actually educating advisors. And this really helped. It helped advisors. We gave them a lot of information about Greece. We showed places that they probably didn't know, because everybody talks about Mykonos and Santorini and Athens. But the truth is Greece has much more. And Let's Talk Greek is a private Facebook group that really helps advisors learn more stuff about Greece, beautiful places to visit, and more experiences to show to your clients. So learning more about Greece. So, okay, Greece, as I said before, it's a small country. And because it's a small country, a lot of people think that it's easy to sell. The truth is Greece has a lot of logistics and certain things that need to be known in order to sell best. One, how to connect between the islands, which time to visit, which months are more peculiar in the sense that it's so busy that you must tell your clients that probably the ferry situation might be, pretty hectic. So things that you should actually tell your clients before they visit, because it's going to waste a lot of, anxiety and things like that. So let's move to the next slide. Something that's important is to learn the map. Okay, I always emphasize this. And the reason why I'm saying it is not that you need to learn everything about Greece in terms of where each island is, but at least know that every part of Greece, besides mainland, there's certain island groups. And these island groups are important for you to know, because every island group connects well between them. So for example, if you hit the Ionian Islands, I don't know if you can see my cursor here. I don't know if people can see this. Okay, so for the Ionian Islands, this is right next to Italy. And although wonderful, they don't connect well with the cyclids, for example, over here in the center of the country, right here, down further in the right next to it. Okay, so this is a different island group. And so they connect via Athens by plane, but not by ferry. There is an airline, I don't want to say which one it is, I never use it. And sometimes they do put direct flights, let's say from Corfu to Mykonos. I don't use it because it's not a reliable company. They usually cancel or whatever happens. Anyhow, it's always best to stay within the same island group. Otherwise, they're probably going to miss a full day in Athens in between flights. And so it's not good wasting time. So this is just a suggestion. So learning a map is very important. Now, the cyclids, which is in the center, are very well known because this is where Mykonos is, this is where Santorini is, this is where Paros is, Naxos, and such on. And underneath is the huge island. If you see further in the south, it's Crete. Now, Crete is the largest of the islands. So you cannot just offer Crete. That would be fine. You need about a month to visit the whole island. And you still might not see everything, and it connects well with Santorini. So I'm just giving you some tips on the right side of the map. This is where the Dodekanis is. The most important, the most popular island is Rhodes. Okay. And on the left side, as I said, it's the Ionian Islands, which is right next to Italy. And the popular islands are Corfu and Zante. Of course, the little islands in between are just perfect. Okay, and a lot of people ask me, do you sell all of Greece? We don't sell all of Greece, and this is for one reason, because not all the islands or the destinations offer the accommodation or the services that we need to provide to clients that want a luxury trip. For example, they might not have much to do on the island, or the accommodations might be lower than 3-4 stars. So we don't offer them. But as opposed to other DMCs, I really like offering certain islands like this as day trips from nearby islands, because I think that they're totally worth seeing. It's just that they don't have great accommodation. That's all.
So Danae, can we just touch on that for a moment? You were saying, so if I'm an advisor and I come to you, you sell all of the popular destinations and kind of off the beaten path or the alternative destinations, as long as it's for a luxury traveler. Is that a correct statement?
Yes, but listen, when we say a luxury traveler, I sell places like Sifnos, for example, that has a handful of accommodation, and this is a lot. But it has the accommodation and the service that we want your clients to experience. It's not room to let. That's all I'm saying. Do you understand?
Yes. And then one other question is, knowing that there are a lot of these private islands or a lot of islands in Greece, and sometimes there might not be ferry service, or they're private jets or private planes and or helicopters that you could arrange for clients.
If we can, I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand if we can arrange for
private like chartered flights,
of
helicopters, so that if they didn't want to take a ferry
we do this all the time.
Okay, perfect.
We do this all the time, especially for VIP guests that really want to avoid the ferry situation. We just take either a helicopter or a private jet from one island to another. That's
Great.
Not a problem. It's very usual, actually.
Perfect.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
our language is Greek, obviously, currency euro, and okay, traveling mid-April to mid-October. Now, I want to sit here just for a second. When we say mid-April to mid-October, it's usually for the larger islands, like I would say Naxos, Paros, Mykonos, Santorini is more all year, but not for the off the beaten path islands. Now, Travel Beyond Wellness, a lot of people know that we do a lot of off the beaten path because I love them and I visit these places very often, and I've made great collaborations. I've actually experienced it firsthand before I sell it. And this is because I want to make sure that everything is perfect. And these places, can be reached by VIP clients, but obviously that when people want to experience more low key. Now, these islands, one, The thing is, they need to be booked way in advance because, as I said, the properties are just a handful, and they tend to sell out very quickly. Plus, the operating season is, I would say, mid-May to mid-September, not after that. Okay, so a lot of people, they ask me, okay, we want to go to Sifnos in November, not an option, or October. It's a bit off season, so you don't want to send your clients there and having, you know, a few restaurants, and pretty much the island is dead with only locals and maybe a few tourists. So I'm just saying that the more off the beaten path islands, their season is shorter. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so everybody knows that, you know, everybody knows that the most important, the most popular places in Greece is Athens, Mykonos, and Santorini. Now I'm repeating myself. But the truth is, there's so many places to offer, and this is what we really want to show our advisors. And this is one of the purposes of Travel Beyond, sorry, Let's Talk Greek, our Facebook group. Now, a lot of these destinations, a lot of people don't know these places, but if they know some tricks, for example, I'm just giving you an example. If you have a client and he wants to experience a luxury vacation, but has a more budget, a smaller budget than, you know, than Mykonos and Santorini, and you can't really find someone for something for that. A nice trick to offer to this client, if they, let's say they have their heart set on Santorini, which is an expensive island, you can combine that with a more off the beaten path island, and that, although it gives them an amazing experience, also may reduce the cost. So stuff and tricks like that are perfect when we have a smaller budget, but you still want to offer something luxurious. A lot of people ask me, what is the ballpark price on high season? So booking with a DMC doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a cheaper rate. Booking with a DMC is actually agents that are looking for the expertise of the destination management company. They're looking for to learn the logistics, how these islands can connect. How do you go from one place to the other and stuff like that. So a ballpark price on high season per person would start about 500 euros per person per night. Okay, so we're looking about approximately 7,000 euros for a couple of weeks. This is a starting price. Okay, again, how do the islands connect with each other? As long as if you're in the same island group, they connect by ferry. If not, it's via plane via Athens, okay, with a flight. Not all the islands have airports. Only the major islands like Mykonos, Santorini, Rhodes, Paros, Zante, Corfu, etc. But the smaller islands are accessible by ferry only. Okay. And here,
Danae, before we
yes?
jump into some of these great snapshots of the destinations, we have a couple questions that I just want to kind of make sure that we touch on. One is, can Travel Beyond Wellness offer not by land, but if a family wanted to do Greece by boat, could your company handle something like that versus
Oh, you mean
hotel
yacht
stay?
charters or
Correct.
catamarans? Yes,
Correct.
yes, we do
Okay,
that.
perfect. And then second, as we go through each of these,
Just a small parenthesis here. I always advise, do not, if let's say your clients want a yacht charter or catamaran, a weekly catamaran cruise around the Aegean. For August, do not sell August with Aegean, with the cyclids, because there's the winds. This is my advice, because if the wind can actually ruin the whole thing and you have the catamaran canceled, or the experience is not going to be nice. An ideal time to sell a catamaran and there's never, you know, promises, because you can never know how the weather is going to be like. And the catamarans really depend on that. It's June, July, and I would say from the 10th of September and after, it's perfect. Again, you never know, but these are the best times for sailing yachts, catamarans, etc.
Great. And then as we go through each of these mini itineraries, can you just highlight some unique things that Travel Beyond Wellness does, or what kind of unique offerings we can provide the agents for their clients as you go through this part of the
Yes,
presentation.
yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so everyone knows the Athens-Mykonos and Santorini. It's the most popular itinerary. It's the most cosmopolitan Greek islands. It combines everything, beach, fun, and romance. So just the things, a lot of people think that Mykonos is just for the party scene, when the truth is it's not. And I'll tell you something, if you have a client that wants to go, they tell you, I want a beach, not so much party, but still, Mykonos is perfect in July, beginning of July, mid-June. It's not so crowded like August is, and it would give them the opportunity to actually see that Mykonos is so much more. One, Mykonos has amazing beaches. It's just beautiful even to take a stroll. It's a very romantic island in reality. But in August, end of July, it's so crowded that you can't see that as much. And everybody thinks it's just a party scene, when the truth is it's a romantic island with nice beaches. If we can go just back and stay here a bit. Okay. So Athens, Mykonos, and Santorini. A lot of people decide to either go directly to the islands, which works well. The reason why I usually offer Athens, Mykonos, and Santorini in this how do you say it, in this sequence, because we always like to end the trip with a more relaxing vibe, a more romantic feeling in Santorini. All right, so it's good to either start Athens, Mykonos, and end it in Santorini, or just end it in Athens if you wish. And things we like to offer, like in Mykonos, there wasn't a lot of things to offer. So with Travel Beyond Wellness, we have some tours that are actually signature tours, tours that I actually spoke with my partners there. And we did, like, let's say, the highlights of Mykonos, which include an orientation to the island, a visit to the famous beaches, and then ended in Mykonos town for a nice meal. And this is nice, especially to offer in the first evening, because everyone gets familiarized with Mykonos and they actually see a couple of beach clubs and they decide where to go the next day. So this is and it's become very popular with our itineraries. And so if we move on to another great combination, why use Naxos, Ios, and Santorini? So Naxos, Ios, and Santorini, this is a beautiful combination because it has it all in the sense. Naxos, it's perfect for food and getting in the heart of local experience, great culture. And in general, I would say Naxos is an authentic Greek experience. It's also perfect for families. Like if you have families that really they can't decide which island to go to, Naxos would be one of the top choices. Very family friendly. The beaches are perfect. And they're not so, the more you go inside for your kids, it's still, the kids can walk. It's not that deep. So it's perfect for children. And then Ios. Ios is an island, doesn't have an airport. But Ios, let me tell you, is one of those islands that not everyone knows about, but it's perfect because it's a mini Mykonos. It has great nightlife. In the morning, it's pretty relaxed. It has gorgeous beaches. And above all, Ios has amazing accommodation. Not many, but the properties that they do have are absolutely stunning. And then you end it in Santorini because Ios and Santorini connect very well. So right here, you have a combination of islands that pretty much combine everything. They combine the beaches, they combine local experience, romance, and of course, beach and fun. And it's one of my favorite itineraries because everyone gets to experience the full Greek experience, the full Greek, what am I seeing here? Oh, okay. It's just that okay. So another island combination is Mykonos, Santorini, Crete. So a lot of people want to visit Crete. Again, as I said, Crete is one of those islands that you can visit on their own. I would say a minimum of 3 nights, but really you're not going to experience Crete in the fullest, but you will get a good glimpse as to what this island is. And it's one of Crete has everything. Crete has history. Crete has archaeology, food, wine, olive, tradition. Crete has everything. So it connects perfectly with Santorini because it's about an hour and a half by ferry. And you can either start in Crete, go to Santorini and finish in Mykonos, or the other way around. So again, this is a beautiful combination. And for me, Crete can also be a minimum of 4 nights. Don't keep it 3. It's not necessary. 4 nights and over is pretty amazing. If you want to get, if you want to see more in Crete, it should be 4 nights and above. And Crete is the largest Greek islands. As I said before, you need about a month you need 4 hours to go from one part of Crete to the other by car. So let's say if you have clients and they want to visit Crete alone, they can do that, and they can stay in 2 areas of Crete. They can start in Chania, visit Chania and Rethymno, and then they go to either Lunda or Heraklion and visit those 2 areas. And so you can have a week or 2 weeks and they will never get bored, because every area in Crete, which is 4 areas in Crete, have something different to offer. If we can move on the other slide, if you have any questions. Okay, so this is the ultimate romantic getaway. So Milos, Folegandros, and Santorini. Milos is one of my favorite islands, and it's because it's laid back. The thing with Milos is, even if it's very busy, you can't really see it because this island, it's spread out. So it doesn't get that full like you see Mykonos and Santorini, which are, they get very cramped. It's more spread out Milos. Milos has one of the most amazing beaches. And in general, there's a lot to do here. One of my favorite tours, and I sell it a lot, is either a rib or a speedboat around the neighbor islands of Milos. And we're talking about areas with amazing beaches. You feel like you're in a pool. So this is one of the musts. And I have a special deal with one of my partners there to make it super romantic. There's a specific one where they actually go on a full day cruise and ended it with a beautiful meal, a romantic dinner for 2 on the boat at sunset. And it's one of the most amazing experiences. We have a lot of wedding proposals there and stuff like that. Nice little, perks along the way. And so Milos and then Folegandros and Santorini, all these 3 islands, they connect very well because it's a very short ferry ride from one place to the other. The benefits here is that you don't have long ferry rides, so it's not as tiring as other, parts of other island combinations. Folegandros is one of those islands that we talked before, the off the beaten path. It's the rocky island, and it's supposedly the mini Santorini. They're very much identical. They look alike, with the difference that Folegandros is very small. Again, there's amazing sunsets here as well, like Santorini. Accommodations few. That's why it's always best to book in advance. And Folegandros is it's becoming more and more popular. But it's a smile island with a very traditional vibe, very laid back, and pretty much it's ideal for those clients of yours that just want to, have some laid back time. It's a nice break in between Milos and Santorini. And then, of course, end the trip in Santorini, and you get the full romantic experience with all these 3 combinations. And also the tip here is that Folegandros, by adding Folegandros, which is an off the beaten path island, this can reduce the cost, right? Because we said that when you add an off the beaten path island in between, or, have it as one of the islands, reduces the cost.
Danae, before we get to the next itinerary, would you recommend doing Paros, Ios, and Santorini as a combination?
Yes, it's a good combination too. A lot of people confuse Paros and Naxos. These 2, although they're very similar islands, right? Naxos is more family friendly. Both of them are very known for the food, the beaches. Naxos is more family friendly. Not that Paros is not, but Paros, it has also the nightlife. So that's what is different with these islands. Naxos, Paros has a more of a nightlife rather than Naxos, but they're very similar. Okay. So yes, to answer to your question, yes, it would be a nice combination. So one of my favorites, okay, I love Sifnos. Actually, I'm booked for Sifnos this August for business and with a family vacation. Athens, Sifnos, Paros. What I love about this combination, again, it's the local experience. If there's a lot of things to do in Sifnos. Sifnos and Naxos are the two islands in the Cyclades that are very known for the food. Very good food, very family-friendly islands, beautiful beaches. This combination is for the clients that want to get the local experience, want a more of a Greek experience, not that so much glamorous, and also combine some fun later in Paros. Also Sifnos, I have special, special services that we offer here. And I've actually experienced this and it's amazing. Again, the rib to going to neighbor islands and around Sifnos. We also have a lot of romantic getaways around the island of Sifnos. There's a lot of food tours in Sifnos. In general, Sifnos is one of the off the beaten path islands that you have things to do and things to offer. But again, Sifnos, you need to book way in advance. Like my vacation, I had to book it in January, for example. There's really nothing available right now. It's very hard to find availability. So it's a perfect combination. Again, they connect very well, and it's an ideal connection because also you can reduce the cost, as I said, with Sifnos, and Paros has a lot of things to offer. Paros, the great thing about Paros is that it's so close to Antiparos. Besides the beauty of the island of Paros, your clients can get the opportunity. And for me, it's a must. When your clients go to Paros, they need to experience Antiparos. Antiparos is right next to Paros, and it's called the sister property of Paros. Antiparos is one of the most elite, if you will, islands. It's a secret. Nobody knows a lot about Antiparos. The truth is that a lot of famous people go there, and it's considered to be the secret getaway in the Cyclades. It has beautiful accommodations, high end. And if you don't want to stay in Antiparos, you can stay in Paros and go on a day trip there, either on a private cruise, or there's ferries every 7 minutes, and it's like 10 minutes away. And they have frequent routes all throughout the day. So for me, when you have clients going to Paros, absolutely, and it's a must, offer a day trip to Antiparos. It's really worth going to. So Athens, Sifnos, Paros, that's about it. And you get the experience to see another island. Okay. So mainland Greece, Athens and mainland. All right. Mainland Greece has one of the most beautiful places, honestly, and it's such a shame that not a lot of people not know this. They prefer the islands, but I will tell you something. From northern Greece till the very tip of Peloponnese, one of the best accommodations are in the Peloponnese. You've got Amanzoe, you've got Kinsterna, which is in Monimvasia. There is so many places that are just amazing. The beaches are wonderful. It's full of local culture, history. The food is amazing, wineries, great places to stay at, and very high end. I mean, I'm talking about places that are okay for the most demanding travelers, right? So it's a shame that a lot of people don't really realize how beautiful these places are, and how the more upper scale clients really appreciate these places. So what we do often is we combine Athens with an area in mainland. For example, they can go to Amanzoe, which is in Portocheli area, and it's considered to be the Riviera of Greece. Amazing food. And what we love to offer is day trips to the Saronic Gulf, which is islands like Hydra, Aegina, Spetses, beautiful islands, sensational islands. And this is one of the most amazing experiences for me. So for this itinerary, you've got You stay in Athens, you stay there for like a couple of days. You can go to Meteora and visit one of the most, okay, Meteora is divine, right? Meteora, as soon as you go to Meteora, which is in northern Greece, you leave Athens, you go to Meteora, you stay there. Usually they stay for one night just to see those beautiful mountains, the pinnacles with the monasteries built on the top. The moment your clients get there, or yourselves, you literally, your mouth drops. You cannot understand how these places were built on those rocks. It's a majestic feeling. It's beautiful. It's a must see for me. And then you go to the southern Greece in Peloponnese. You stay in Naklio or Monimvasia. These areas are perfect for the clients that want to experience history. They want local culture. They want good wineries, and they want the authentic side of Greece. So when you have clients like this, make sure you offer mainland Greece and Athens. It's a combination that I'm telling you, it's perfect. And what I do a lot of times, because a lot of people, they want the islands as well, you can actually bring them back to Athens, and from there they fly to islands. So they're going to get the full experience. But still, I believe that mainland has a lot of places for your clients to see and visit, and the experience is out of this world.
Well, thank you, Danae. I think we're kind of hitting the part where we wanted to do some more Q&A, if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing the screen so we can see everybody's face. That's all right. So how do you, did mainland, somebody's asking, did Danae say there's wine there?
Yes, there are wineries.
Okay.
There's everything in mainland. There's everything. You should see northern Greece. It's just, they have one of the most famous wineries in Europe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And next question was, besides Crete, which islands have authentic ruins from Greece's history or of mythology?
Rhodes.
Very good. And how do you spell the sister island of Paros?
Antiparos. And one of my favorite properties is the rooster. You should really check this.
Okay.
The rooster.
The rooster. Okay. And Milos and Santorini, romantic, authentic. What about architecture with that and that?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
In general, architecture in Greece, everywhere you go, every island group, it's different architecture. Like Cyclades has the white and blue. What I love about these islands and all the destination in Greece, even mainland, you just take a walk and you see different architecture around you. It's just amazing. And every island group has its own beauty. You can understand where you are because the architecture is different in every area.
Interesting. Well, I know, as everyone can tell, Danae is a wealth of information and knowledge. I will share with each of you in the follow-up, not only this recording, so you can reference some of the valuable information she shared, but also on her website has some great itineraries just to get you started. If you're really unfamiliar with the destination, it has in-depth information on her website, just to give you kind of some reference point. And I'm also going to include the Let's Talk Greek Facebook page link so that you can sign up if you would want to join. And there's also a lot of great information on that website, that as well. Somebody called you a Greek encyclopedia, so I think that's an accurate.
Oh, thank you.
So
I'm not posting as often as I want now, but they can scroll down, and I write everything for every part of Greece.
I agree. No, I was going to say it's very informative, even when you scroll through the post in that private chat. So just express your interest and the link, and then Danae or her team member will accept you into the group. Just if you'll just fill out the little questionnaire. Some last questions that we had is, how do they get in touch with you? I will provide all of Danae's contact information, and her turnaround time's pretty good. What would you say your record is, Danae, at this point? You're pretty fast.
I'm very fast.
I don't think she's sleeping very much, but she's doing great things.
Well, that's the thing that sets us apart. As I said, I don't know if I told you before or on the chat, it's very important for the agents to get back to their clients fast. If I don't respond to the agent, he's going to lose the business, or she is going to lose the business. And that's not what we want. I want a quick turnaround, and it's a win-win situation for everyone, the client, us, and the agent, right?
I 100% agree with you. Lastly, I just wanted to, we kind of skimmed over this a little bit. What is your background? Like, how did you get started
Oh my
in
God.
the destination Greece? Not, just give us a brief, because I think,
Okay,
I
a
think everybody
brief-
knows how knowledgeable you are, but how did you get to that point?
Okay, 1998, started in the hotel business. I always wanted to get in a DMC. No one was giving me the opportunity. Then I worked for a couple of DMCs. One of them was one of the best DMCs in Greece. And I was the concierge person. Why I got so an expert on Greece and stuff. I was the concierge. I was the person that was dealing with the clients and the suppliers. This put me in the position where I learned everything. I had the complaints from the clients, right? I know what the client wants, I know what the agent wants, and I know what the provider can offer. So
Very
I'm
important.
pretty much in the position where I want to make everyone happy, and I know how. I have the feedback. So, and I travel a lot. I travel a lot in Greece, and my thing is learning about more destinations, and if we can offer this to a luxury client.
Great.
So it's very important to me. And also another thing, every winter now I'm trying to see about more experiences, something not the cookie cutters, which I don't like. Sometimes, it makes the money because people like it, but to offer something different in every destination, it's always the same and the same.
Mm-hmm. Another question has come in. Do you offer itineraries without hotels?
Okay, I'll tell you something. Normally we don't, and we don't because we don't get the full control over the booking. And I had examples like last year where I couldn't even contact the hotel. They wouldn't let me do something special for the client because they didn't give out that personal information. So I wouldn't be able to have full control, because when we book the full service, we call the hotels prior. We say we want those amenities in their room, a special note from the agent, a special drink upon arrival. Do you understand? It's something we want to keep it a full service agency.
I agree.
Unless, if you have a client and it's a must, all right, but they should know that we're not going to be able to do much.
Okay. And what makes you Travel Beyond Wellness better than the other Greek DMCs?
Oh, that's
final question. Yeah.
That's a nasty one. All right. Okay. I don't know if I'm better, but I'll tell you something. I'm in the same level, but what makes us different, and that I can tell you 100%, is our personal relationship with our agents. I consider the agents I work with to be friends. I want them to understand the way I work. I want me to understand how they work. The more information they give me, the better chances we have of nailing the itinerary and making a fabulous experience for their clients. And I have quick turnarounds. The agent wants a request and they want it now. Okay. We work like 6 months a year. It's okay if we don't sleep. Okay. It's all right. Not the end of the world.
Well, Danae, these have great questions, everyone in the crowd. Thank you so much. And if you think of something later, feel free. I'm going to, like I said, follow up with a lot of information, including the recording for this. But if you think of something later, feel free to reach out to Danae or myself or Cheryl and ask those questions. We'd be happy to answer this. Danae, thank you for calling in so late from Athens. We really appreciate it. We know your time is very valuable right now, and everybody, all these travel advisors that have joined us as well, your time is valuable. We really appreciate it. So we're going to be mindful and go ahead and come to the conclusion, but don't worry. We will have more of these masterclass series with Danae because she's taught us so much in 45 minutes. Can you imagine if you can do a second one?
No, God,
thank you very much, Danae.
I didn't say. All right, take care. Thank you so much, everyone. You can message me as well on Messenger. That's fine. All right.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice afternoon, nice evening. Take care. Bye-bye.